Hello everyone, I'm Jona.
And I'm John.
And we're both pleased to be here today to speak to you about what we've been working on for the past year. It's been such an enjoyable experience and we'd really love to share it with you. So what have we been working on?
The Adventures of Naomi and Noah and the Weaving Winged Wimmies.
No, I don't want to do that, Noah said to his twin Naomi. They were working on their treehouse in the forest.
Noah, you know school starts next week. We have to get it done.
Well, what else do we need to do?
We need to build it higher up in the trees.
Oh, it's high enough, Naomi. But Naomi kept climbing. Okay, I'm coming, shouted Noah.
They both lay there, swaying gently in the branches. Soon they drifted off to sleep. In her dream, Naomi was begging Noah, "Come up higher."
Naomi reached down and grabbed Noah's arm. She slipped, and they both tumbled through space. This is the story of two 8-year-old twins, Naomi and Noah, their magical treehouse, and the creatures they encountered along the way to a special land.
This work for me really started decades ago. As an architect, I developed some material for my wife's elementary school classroom, ideas about design and the environment. And this included a kid's workbook, a teacher's guide, and even a community planning board game. I wrote some stories and had a great time doing sketches, especially enjoyed these detailed drawings, which I'd been doing since I was a kid. And now I had a chance to do it with a story. All very energizing, but it sat dormant, frankly, until the summer of 2011, after Jona and I met while she was still in grad school. And at this time, also through a sabbatical, I was called to work, started to work on zany ceramic sculptures called monsters, but they needed names, and they were crying out to tell a story. So that is where we started. I should say that Lori Matthews was a big inspiration to me in getting started again on the stories. Out there in that darkness somewhere is Lori Matthews. And it was through her comments about the monsters and what they were saying to her that made us get started.
So once we started collaborating together, we've never really slowed down, trying to convey crazy, nonsensical ideas in a way to really juice the imagination of kids. I have to say, it's been a true team effort.
Right.
John would sketch out a rough draft of the story, then we would sketch out drawings, and I would generate graphic illustrations from them. We work in a rhythm, taking a stab at the initial sketches and storyline, then brainstorming refinements, and finally reaching a final product. We take turns being the devil's advocate on ideas or images. Sometimes it's really the small changes that make such a big difference, whether it's in the use of a word or a small drawing. Believe it or not, there's actually some really important rules to follow in developing children's stories for this age group. In order for them to be successful, they must be under 500 words, and they have to have at least 3 levels of conflict, including one right at the very beginning. They have to, of course, have a resolution at the very end, and they have to include things such as limited landscape views, no adult between the reader and the action, and a lot more. Going through the process, I'd have to say, has been an interesting learning experience for the both of us. Another rule involves narrative versus dialogue. Usually the tendency is to describe the action rather than let the characters or illustrations convey it. No! Just let the dialogue or images tell the story. Also, as architects, we're so used to doing a landscape straight-on view. No again. The story is so much more interesting from a position of looking up or down or really zoomed into the image.
We feel that each change has really made it better, and we keep pushing, and in fact, we're growing as well, we hope. Jona has developed several of the characters shown here and is beginning to write a story for our series, and I'm experimenting with some new illustrations as well.
Of course, we really want the characters to have their own personalities, to really endear them to parents and kids. Quirky, nutty, anxious, zany. Naomi here is the more bold one, and a little bit too spontaneous at times and usually lacking in good judgment. Noah, on the other hand, is a little more cautious and tends to be anxious about situation, but he definitely knows how to step up to the plate when needed to help get Naomi out of a jam.
Our first approach to the story had only one protagonist, Noah. However, we wanted someone else to help take Noah through the land and show him everything. We came up with the old man, Camber. But then he separated Noah from the action, so we decided to get rid of him. And
Threw him under the bus?
threw him under the bus for sure. And this way, by adding in the additional person, we really increased the audience. The characters in the stories have evolved, and frankly, so have we in learning about this, I think. We feel like we've grown, but we really have a lot more to do, and we hope that actually that we'll never quite develop the full refined approach.
So where are we now? Well, we certainly have our hands full. We're currently doing 10 ebooks with Mammalfish, our publishing company out of New York City, for Barnes & Noble and Amazon. And we've had such a fun experience doing this, and we hope you've captured a sense of that through what we've presented here tonight.
Thank you very much.